Thank God. Welcome to the Way to Work podcast show with host Julia Lee. Today I'm joined by Michael Cole and Denise Brown. Welcome to the show, guests.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
That was a real trial getting set up. Anyway, you don't want to know about that. Let's load up the board. The categories today are science and technology, starts with an S, the 20th century, dogs, food and drink, and gardening. Denise, you can kick things off being on the left. You're a doctor, is that right?
I am.
So I don't know if there's any medical questions in science and technology. Probably not. But you can pick
Well,
them.
I'm going right for food and drink for 100, please.
Food and drink for 100. With the hull left on, it's called brown. With it removed, it's white and called polished. This does not sound like a food and drink question.
Well, I think what is rice is the question.
Here we go. Rice is correct. See, I have no idea what I'm talking about. It was a food question. Well done, Dr. Denise. What would you like next?
We'll keep rolling with food and drink. I'm obviously hungry.
Food and drink for 200. You can't beat this soup, which is made from beets.
What is borscht?
Yes. Actually, I knew that one. It's like a Polish or Hungarian or something? Or Russian?
Yeah, and then you put like sour, I think it's Russian, and then sour cream or something.
You know what? That sounds absolutely disgusting.
I gotta say, at this hour of the day, I'm probably not going to eat any borscht either.
Hold the borscht. Would you like to continue in this category?
I think we should. Why not?
300. The Larousse Gastronomique says quiche originated in this French region.
I'm going, what is Lorraine?
Denise, are you one of these really smart people that gets everything correct?
I feel like this was a setup.
It's
definitely a setup.
Well,
I was like,
Michael, I have no idea, and I never do. Anyway, let's continue on. Food and drink 400. Lyophilization is the scientific name of this process used to produce instant coffee.
I'm going with what is freeze-dried, but I don't know.
Freeze-dried. I reckon that sounds good to me. Yeah, freeze-drying is correct. If you know the answer, Michael, just holler out. You don't need to...
I'm waiting to know one, so once we get there, I'll shout.
You're not being shy. Don't worry, you'll get a turn. There'll be one, guaranteed.
Close out the column.
500 food and drink. Escoffier came up with this fruit and ice cream dish in 1892 to honor a star of Lohengrin. Wow, that's I've got no idea there. Escoffier, fruit and ice cream dish. So what's a fruit and ice cream dish? Just fruit and ice cream. Fruit salad and ice cream. Lohengrin. It's got to have something to do with that Lohengrin name.
I got nothing. Michael, help me out.
Lohengrinier. Something French. Anyway, let's take a look. It's peach Melba. Wow.
Yeah. Not in a million years that I would not have come up with that.
This is basically slices of peaches with ice cream, I think.
I'm from South Carolina, so we're going to have to make some of these questions easier.
Dr. Denise, what would you like? You're still in control?
Oh, let's go dogs.
Dogs for 100. A German word meaning splashing in water gave us the word puddle and this dog's name.
What is poodle?
Michael Cole is on the board. It's Michael Cole, isn't it? Yes.
That's it.
You are in control. What would you like, Michael?
Let's rock dogs some more.
Let's rock the dogs. Who let the dogs out? Pure white at birth. This dog's spots begin to appear when he's about 3 weeks old.
What is Dalmatian?
What is Dalmatian? Nice. Well done. A famous spotty dog. I've got a spotty dog, but Jack Russell. Michael.
Let's keep the dog train rolling here.
Dogs 300. The smallest of all dogs comes in all canine colors. What I was thinking of is the one that Paris Hilton carries around.
Yeah, Chihuahua.
Chihuahua, yeah. And there is a specific type of Chihuahua, if you know that one. You've already got it.
Teacup or something, right?
Yeah, teacup, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Chihuahua was all they wanted. Michael, you're in control. Should we continue with the dog?
Let's just close this board out. Let's go.
400. This badger dog was bred to keep its legs short so it could follow a badger into its burrow.
What is a corgi?
Corgi, that's a good answer. Because the
I'm going with
Dachshund. Which one? Dachshund, yes, the old wiener dog. Dachshund is correct. Well done. Have you ever had a Dachshund?
So I have this dog that's supposedly Jack Russell and Pug, but we actually think he has Dachshund in him. He's got like little stumpy legs. He's ridiculous.
They got a bad attitude, in my opinion. Dachshund. My mum used to have one, Henry, and I used to call him Henry Hitler. He was very nasty.
He's not nasty, but he's ridiculous. Let's finish it out. 500. Let's do it.
Dogs. Unlike the German miniature Schnauzer, most other breeds of this group originated in the British Isles. German miniature Schnauzer, most other breeds of this group, whatever Schnauzers are. A British version.
What's a terrier? A terrier?
That sounds good. Terriers is correct, of which Jack Russell is one. Denise, you're in control.
Well, I'm not very good at gardening. Let's do science and technology.
Gardening is something I avoid. Science and technology for 100. Advertisers have discovered they can send ads instantaneously with this telephone technology. Now, this is an old question. So, Michael, you would have been in elementary school. You look about the same age as me. Hopefully you didn't get offended. No. In about the 80s, it was a big deal. Advertisers could send ads with this telephone technology, and instead of email, we used to do this. If you know
fax?
it. Oh, yeah,
fax. What is a fax?
I think that's it. Fax machine is correct.
God. Jeez Louise.
And I remember that.
I'm not sure that counts.
Yeah, well, you probably weren't born then, but
oh, you're very nice. I died.
Oh no, I think I got that right, so it counts.
You got it.
I think so.
Michael.
Yeah, let's go with Science and Technology 200.
Science and Technology 200. John Roebling designed this bridge across the East River, the oldest suspension bridge in New York City.
What is the Brooklyn Bridge?
Brooklyn Bridge?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one called? Isn't there another one? To go over to
there's so many.
The islands? Oh, there's a lot of there. All right. Brooklyn is correct. Well done.
We'll stick with the topic.
Science. Was it science? Yeah. Science and technology for 300. HDTV, which uses more lines to give clearer pictures, stands for this.
High definition television.
It does. Nice. I was going to say it stands for HDTV. You got it, Michael. You're in control.
Let's stick with science and technology. I feel like a lot of good back and forth.
You're on a roll. This is a good category. In 1989, scientists using a scanning tunneling microscope saw this double-stranded molecule for the first time.
What is DNA?
DNA. That's one for the doctor there.
I mean, if I couldn't get that one right, we got trouble, right? All right, 500.
500. Science and technology goes GOES. INSAT and Meteosat are satellites used for this purpose.
The weather.
Yeah. Did you get that from the Meteo one? That was the clue, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Meteorology.
That's all I got.
Denise, you're in control.
It starts with S.
It starts with S for 100. This adjective often means soiled or blemished, but not when it precedes glass. Adjective is a describing word. This adjective means soiled or blemished, but not when it's before glass. That's a tough one. Let's take a look. It's an S word.
Yeah.
Stained. I gotcha.
Oh,
stained glass. Yeah.
I feel like that glass part that made it a little bit trickier.
That was definitely
Right?
that was a
agree.
trick question, I think. Yeah.
Tell you.
Denise, should we continue on?
Well, yeah, this seems like a tricky category. Let's stick with it.
Starts with S. Pronounced one way, it means to scatter seed. Pronounced another way, it's a lady hog.
What's so and sow?
So and sow is correct. Well done. Lady hogs, eh? I just thought
Everybody
they were all
loves the
pigs.
lady hog.
Yeah.
All right, 300.
300. Patrick Henry asked, is life so dear or peace so sweet as... Oh, yeah, I was going to remove this question, but... Patrick Henry asked, is life so dear or peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and this? Starts with S, something bad.
Slavery? What
yes,
is slavery?
It is.
Well done.
Let's do, we'll do two more.
Well done.
Then we'll wrap it up.
Let's head up gardening for 500.
Gardening, go big
win
for 500. Used for lawns and golf courses. It's usually listed last alphabetically among grasses.
What is Zoza?
Wow. Denise was just quick on the execution.
She was quick.
Last one, Denise.
All right. Well, we'll do the 20th century for 500.
20th century 500. Britain issued only 4 different postage stamps during the reign of this king. And it's not the new one because this is going to be an older question. So it's not big ears.
Is it? Well, it's George, but I think it's George the Fifth.
Yes, George is
George the Fifth.
George seems to be the name.
You
of
just
every
say
one
George, you can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Or Henry or something. There's like.
Yep. George or
It's
Henry.
Edward. Oh, it was one of the other ones.
It was Edward.
Ah, damn it. All right, well, let's wrap things up there. Well played, Denise. You took that one out. And well played, Michael. I can't see the scores. Let me see. Where are they? I went too early on the click of the button. I can't see the scores, but I know you won, Denise. Well done. And some good questions there, good answers. Now, Denise, you can kick things off. Tell us a bit about what you're up to. You went to Stanford and studied medicine. That sounds like something that they wouldn't let me do.
I love it. Well, you never know. I did. I was a doctor for a long time, and then I ran a big physician practice organization kind of all across the country. And then I ran a telehealth company, and I sold that. And now I do investments like a venture capital, and I wrote a book because I took a year off after we sold my company, and I wrote a book called The Fairy God Doctor's Guide to a Good Life. And it's about how to have a really great career and a really fun, fabulous home life with lots of friends and good times. So,
and your website. So is this your website? What's your website called? Or might have got confused. It might be your Booker's website.
My book has a website called The Fairy God Doctor, and then I just have a website. It's my name, Denise S. Brown, MD.
Denise Brown. Okay, I'll see if I can get that up. And so I've got Legacy Launch Pad Pub.
Yeah.
That's you?
That's my book. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's
all right.
the book, people.
Well, let's get that up. And how long did it take you to write the book?
Ooh, I've started in like last April, and then I probably finished like in August, and then really it's been like editing and developmental stuff, and oh, that's funny. That's not me. But,
yeah, that's right. That's
all right.
That's linked. That's in the Podmatch as your website. So that.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
So what's it called?
It's The Fairy God Doctor.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can find that. Keep talking about the book.
Yeah. No, it's basically, I had kind of a wacky growing up. I grew up in Los Alamos, New Mexico, as the children of 2 scientists who could never talk about work at home. So there wasn't a concept of work-life balance because everything was top secret. You were just either at work or you were at home, which is really nice. And I think really hard to do these days with our little computers in our pockets. But I had an interesting upbringing. And then I went off to college and medical school. And sadly diagnosed my mom with an illness when we were in, there it is, yay, when I was in med school. And she died when I was 23 years old, which was the worst thing ever, but then turned out to be a great gift, because I got to enter my zero fucks era very early, and really just started doing things that I felt like I needed to do rather than things that I thought I should do. So I've had a really fabulous career doing kind of what felt right for me. So whether that was practicing medicine or starting a company, kind of gave me the boldness and the courage to kind of forge my own path. So the book is kind of an exploration of that. It's also got some kind of straightforward and candid tips on how to kind of spin a lot of plates at once, whether that's career or home or both, how to ask for help, how to create community when you might not have one. And I've got just all the tips I wish someone would have told me when I was kind of a 28-year-old. So it's my guide to a good life, because so far I've had one.
Cool. And what was the business tell us a bit the businesses you set up? Is
Sure.
it Sage Partners? Is that you?
Well, that's what I'm doing now, which is fun. I do a lot of consulting and work with startups. Before that, I ran a 8,000 person practice in a hospital and emergency medicine sort of across the country. And before that, I just had my own little practice, and we had about 8 doctors and took really great care of people in the Bay Area at Sequoia Hospital. And so I've just kind of little by little sort of gone through different evolutions. I get bored at about year 8, and I got to go do something different. So I've kind of reinvented myself at least twice. And this latest iteration is as an author and a general partner in an investment firm, and working with startups, and it's really fun.
Cool. And so the main thing you're promoting at the moment is the book. Is that right? When did the book get published?
It's coming out April 5th.
Oh, April 5th. Okay, you did say that. I was fiddling around. All right. Well, that's awesome. So check out what Dr. Denise has been up to. Fairy God Doctor is the book, coming out April 5th. Thank you, Dr. Denise. Well played as well. All right. Let's pop over to Michael Cole in South Carolina. Are you an expert in barbecue, Michael?
Eating it, yes.
Eating
not making it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard things about barbecue in South Carolina, and then I've heard people say, no, Texas is the best one. And I think they're all basically the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah. Been both, and they're both delicious, so I don't really think it matters.
Awesome.
There's no bad barbecue.
That's right. Hey, if there's barbecue, it's a win as far as I'm concerned. All right, Michael, tell us a bit about what you've been up to. Let's get your website up.
Yep. So,
Inc. 5000, finding IT people. Are you an IT person?
So actually, we're it's both IT and low voltage. So we find people in the trades for both of those verticals, which is pretty awesome. So we started off with low voltage, and we're expanding in the IT space now as well.
So what's low voltage? I don't think we use that term down here.
Yeah, so low voltage is going to be structured cabling, so anything that won't kill you, pretty much.
Yeah,
but
cable contractors, and they have to have a license, don't they, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, some do, and right now the big Internet of Things, obviously the big boom there. So everything's touching cabling, even though everything's wireless. So structured cabling, security cameras, access control, fire alarm, all that kind of stuff goes back to it.
Cool.
Okay, and so you sort of how did it come about that you formed a HR company, I suppose?
Yeah.
Tell us about
I was
the journey.
actually I was volunteering for a youth home in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and one of the kids was getting ready to age out of that home and was talking to me about wanting to go into the military, and it just was one of those situations where I didn't know if the military was the right fit for that person either, and maybe that was just kind of the last of the options they had based on their upbringing. And it got me thinking of, man, if the military isn't the right fit, like what else is out there for somebody, and what other options does someone have? Because maybe the military is all they know about, right? And not to knock that, but I was currently working a job in sales for a distribution company selling this product that these people install. And clients consistently would say, hey, if you hear of any good techs looking for work, or if you hear of anybody needing a job, let me know. So on my way home that day, it just like hit me out of the blue. I was
Boom.
like, I wonder, yeah, just the
Problem. I
aha
can solve
moment.
it.
Yep. So I called my buddy Jeff and I said, "Hey man, I've got this crazy idea. Do you want to help out and do some training for me?" And he agreed. And so the kind of rest was history. We started training kids that were coming out of high school, maybe not looking to go the college route, working with some different places around Charlotte, North Carolina that had an influx of folks needing this type of training. So we started that way. Fast forward, COVID hit and obviously killed all of our in-person trainings and things like that. So we essentially became a staffing company, and now we're across the country in just about every state. We're working on revamping our training program now to kind of get back out there and be able to offer the same type of trainings. But we're looking at how we can do more virtually, even though it is hands-on training. It kind of takes that virtual element out of it, but we're working on different ways where we can package items, ship things out, and still be able to provide that training, but scale that across the country.
Well, so that's very interesting. So it's also a training company as well. So you're finding these guys and gals and saying, "Hey, man, get your certificate. We've got businesses that need you, so we can find you jobs." That's very cool. And the other good thing is it's niched down to specific industries, which makes you stand out from a lot of other HR people. So the next thing I was going to ask was, who pays you for this? Is it the companies looking for people? Is it the people doing the courses, or is it everybody?
Yeah, so we kind of have a hodgepodge of options here, and the biggest one though is the training element that we're trying to revamp, because right now we're offering a very specific industry training that does cost a good bit of money. So our goal though is to turn this around, where if we can find younger folks, because in the next few years we're going to have a huge issue on our hands with the amount of blue collar workers leaving for retirement reasons, for obviously other reasons, where different type of verticals. So our goal is that if we can find individuals that like working with their hands, that like technical skills, we want to be able to provide them the basic training for free, and then staff them out to the companies needing them, which would ultimately just be a staffing agreement. So we'll get paid through them working their hourly rate, and then eventually hopefully get them full-time jobs with those companies.
So what's the basic level of training that they must have by the government, to do just the low voltage?
This is a very unregulated industry, surprisingly enough. So if you wanted to start a business, you would have to get licenses in certain states. But to just become a technician, you could literally just go buy some tools and hop on a job site and go the old-fashioned way. So our job is to try to bridge that gap between someone that knows nothing to someone that knows at least enough where they could show up their first day and feel prepared.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing we have is that we have a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time and never chose to further their career. So they constantly are looking for the next best thing, the next best thing. So our goal is to give any individual looking to get in this industry the basic training they need, and then give them a roadmap of, once you leave us and you get hired on full time, like, these are the things you should be looking for. These are the avenues that you should be following so that you can advance your career. So in 20 years from now, you're not still just that rookie person out there on the job site. You actually have a career path ahead of you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's good for the employers, because you're kind of funneling people in, getting them some basic skills, so they're not just getting cowboys coming in that really. We had this big disaster down here where they got everyone to do insulation, and nobody was trained, and people were getting electrocuted, and so you do need to have some training. So you're taking care of that. That's great. And how many users do you have? You don't have to say if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. So right now we have 20 plus, almost 25 full-time employees, and then when it comes to the staffing side, we're well over 200 technicians in the field across the country.
Awesome. And who are you kind of hoping to get more of? Is it the technicians or the clients?
We need technicians. We can find clients all day. As everyone knows right now, it's a people business out there, and it's very hard to find good folks qualified, especially in the blue collar trades that really want to get up every day, show up, and do what's needed to get the job done. And so we want to find a mix of those folks, and then also we're looking for for clients that really need training too, because we have a whole separate arm of that as well, that we can kind of either come in and help kind of rejuvenate what that looks like for them, or provide training on our own. It's one of those things where everybody wants training, no one wants to pay for it, so we're trying to find different ways to bridge the gap on how we can work together to make it all successful for everybody.
So the clients want training in terms of how they can offer this type of service in what they're doing and selling. So give an example of a client that would be interested in this.
Yeah, so I mean, anybody that owns structured, for the training part is more on structure. We're not doing a lot of the IT training since that's relatively new, and those people usually already have certificates, and that's how they get the jobs on IT. On our end, though, we're looking for any contractors out there that handle any type of low voltage fire alarm, security, audio visual, that have technicians out in the field daily that maybe just need a little boost. Maybe they need some basics. Maybe they're hiring a lot of younger, greener folks coming in that need just some basic cabling 101 type stuff or advanced trainings. And we can help out there. And then also we're looking for pretty much any clients across the country in those fields that either IT or low voltage that need staffing.
Awesome. It's a great idea, because I love how you've got both ends sorted, so to speak. Well, that's great. Is it Inc. 5000? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So Next Level Technician is the name of the business, but last year we made the Inc. 5000's fastest growing privately held companies list, and hoping to make it again this year.
Awesome. That's like an award, Inc. 5000. All right. Well, I've got the actual domain in the show notes, as well as for Dr. Denise. Thank you very much for coming on, Michael and Denise. That was interesting and
so fun.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Julian.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.
You too. I'm going to wrap things up. See you next time. Bye.